Seducing a Kidnapper. Strange things happen. Jeanette seems to meet them daily. At some point I wondered why I had started to find happiness in sadness. But then, I came to know that happiness was just an after effect of sadness. And that found joy in those things to feel something. That is what I felt until he came. His hands are soft against my skin. I love you, he says. I hold back my tears and my heart aches. No matter how much people say it, it will always feel like a lie. A girl who struggles with overwhelming emotions from her past and being with a stranger. She's fooled by everyone in her life. A guy who struggles with keeping her happy once he takes her away from her miserable life. He wants her to know the realities of the sick world she was living in. Two strangers meeting, both haunted by their shadow life, yet determined to find happiness at all costs. A man who makes a living making others disappear, and a lady whose life is like a thriller from James Bond movies. Here is how I met a kidnapper. I met this man at a bar. This was on the night after its owner had passed away. The bar was cold, silent music, but lots of strange faces. While standing at the counter, he walked up to me and said hi. Dark-skinned, 6 foot tall, mustache, with a clean bald head shaved. He was fit at first glance. I was just to have a drink or two and go home. A.M. Jeanette, all I wanted was nothing but a cold Guinness mixed with Coca-Cola. That mixture always hits home. As I stood at the counter waiting to be served, I heard this strange voice command. I will pay that. He singled the bartender. As I grabbed the drink to go, I felt a heavily muscled hand press onto my arm, and this man, pushing hard onto me, pushed his hand into my palms. He handed me a paper with his contact. Make sure you call me or I will hunt you down and deal with you, he commanded, and then vanished in the crowd. Considering my past life, my horrors, and the things I have done, I quickly got scared. Could someone have discovered my true identity? Could this be my former boss, or someone sent by the people whose stories I have threatened to tell? What more could this man know about me? Even the way he walked up to me was very strange. The man himself looked strange. His disappearing was strange. What did he mean by saying, I will follow you if you don't call that number? Could he be tracking me? That night I never slept. Worry was all over me. Fear at its peak. Early morning, I used my phone to call the man back. In a very calm and gentle voice, I said hello. The man on the other end laughed out loud. You are lucky you called, he told me. This worried me even more. Who was this man and who had sent him? You see, for long I have kept my identity hidden. Men have walked up to me in bars, bought me drinks and eats, and requested for a moment with me. But none has ever got close to even seeing the slightest knowledge of who I really am. I had dated soldiers, politicians, businessmen, and even pastors. At one time, this pastor boyfriend threatened to pray in tongues and see the unseen. He is a prominent married pastor in town. I wonder how God could listen to a man who cheats on his wife. So that early morning, on that cold morning phone call, I could feel the fear within me rise. At last, I knew my chance had run out. Someone had finally discovered me, and I was just one step away from being arrested by the very men I have attacked. I have a job for you, the man said on phone. Meet me today, 2 p.m. Come alone. And then boom, he hung up the call. To be continued.